I'm in the process of processing this, my last haul of brass. Just going through, sorting it out, putting it in. So I have a lot of kitty litter jugs. And they hold quite a bit of brass in each one. That one has 223, 556, 9mm. That's 10mm, 45. But I have all of that left to sort through. And pretty much all I do is fill up this screen. It's from my gold mining stuff. Fill that up with brass and just pick through it on top of my makeshift table. 55-gallon drum with a piece of wood on top. And I just surround myself with the various little peanut butter jugs. Once I get this filled, then I dump it into one of the kitty litter jugs. And then, so I don't have a kitty litter jug for 45 Colt, long Colt. I'm just gonna fill up a peanut butter jar, and I think I have a couple more of these fold your coffee cans. And if I can collect that much 45 Colt, man, that's a lot of it. So I don't pick it up that much. So I think I'm good if I just use one of my empty coffee cans in the end. But I'll kind of show you the process. You might be interested in seeing it. And yes, I know I should be doing firewood right now, but I just don't feel like it today, tonight, after work. My legs are a little bit sore, and I figured I would rather just stand around and do a little bit of brass sorting. So don't want to do too much, just a little bit in there. I'll sort through, start picking things out of there, putting them into jars, and it'll take me no time at all to get that done. Try to give you a bird's eye view. So the nickel plated ones, I just throw those in with the whatever they match up to. The aluminum ones just go into a aluminum bucket. Now I just pick a caliber and start searching for them. Oh, there's an actual bullet. I save those as well. I melt them down and make fishing lures or fishing sinkers out of them. Go through here, and like if you start with the 223, 556, it doesn't take very long, and it opens up a lot of space. Oh, there's a nice 76239, and I'll just throw that in the coffee can over there. That just has the stuff I don't get a whole lot of. I just throw it into that coffee can, and I will sort through it later once I get enough of it to actually add up. to something, and when I have enough containers to put everything in, because that's the other thing I lack is having enough containers for everything right now. For all of the different calibers. But as you can see, it doesn't take very long. We'll work through here pretty fast. And I actually, a lot of people they make brass sorters that look almost like this this screen for sifting through, and they have different size holes so that each caliber will fall through a different set of screens. But I really like the process of sorting through the brass. Let's see. Right now, I don't have. I was putting the 10 millimeter in the peanut butter jar that I started using for the 45 Colt. So now I don't have a jar for the 10 millimeter brass. So get a handful and throw it right into the jug. Or the kitty litter container. Quite a bit of... Didn't seem like I picked up all that much 9 millimeter until I started sorting through it and finding all of this 9 millimeter. And I go, man, I don't remember picking up all of that. I do remember picking up all of the 10 millimeter and the 45. There was one gentleman who had a fully automatic 45 up there, and dang, he was going through the ammo real quick. Or at least it sounded like, and it looked like it was a fully automatic. I might be wrong on that. But he was definitely going through. There's a 40 Smith & Wesson. Going through the ammo. .40. Okay. Start going through 40. Huh. Yeah, see, I don't remember all of that 40 either. But I picked up a fair amount of it. And it doesn't take very long once you really get the eye for telling the difference between 40 and the 9 millimeter. You can make it go pretty quick, for sure. Yeah, that's just all 9. Oh, there's 140 right there. That's all 9. like I said, man, I just don't remember all of this. 9, 22. There's another 22. 45. And I do recycle the 22, but they like it to be separated from everything else. Any of the rimfire cartridges, they want it to be separated from the centerfire cartridges for some reason. Just a couple 10mm I'll throw off to the side. So I can use both hands to go through for 9mm. So I had one gentleman ask me when I was at the range, well, he kind of made the comment that it would take forever to fill up a bucket with brass, especially with the pistol brass. Take forever to fill that bucket up. And I said, no, it doesn't take very long. And you know, how do you fill up a container of anything, whether it be strawberries that you're picking or apples or anything? How do you fill up that container? And I said, one berry at a time. And eventually that container gets full. It doesn't take very long. I go blueberry picking, or we used to. Haven't done it for a couple years, but we used to go blueberry picking, and you know, we'd fill up these same size peanut butter jars with blueberries. And blueberries are pretty small, especially the wild ones, you know, that grow up here. They're kind of small. It takes a lot of them to fill up a container, but if you put your mind to it and get to work on it, you can fill that container up pretty fast. Funny how the shells will slide inside of each other and kind of hide if you're not careful. Now it'd really take a long time, I guess, if I was picking up nothing but 22 shells, but I just kind of pick those up as I go. If it's easy and right there, I don't pick up every one, but at the beginning, oops, dropped one. At the beginning of the day, yesterday, it was fairly cleaned up. And I picked up the brass that I could find. And while I was waiting for more brass to be dropped on the ground that I could pick up, I just started picking up 22 shells. I don't care. It all adds up to recycle. And it's just going to sit up there, get ground into the dirt, and eventually when they do a cleanup day, a lot of it just gets thrown into the trash. I'd much rather get it recycled and reused than have it just go in the landfill. There you have it. Yeah, that didn't take very long. I'm ready to fill up another screen. And there we have it. Back into the same process. Those 45 long colts are going to add up pretty fast this time, because I think they, oh, there's another 7.6239 brass casing. I like those. I do have a, ooh, I dropped one. There it is. I do have a firearm that fires that, so it's always nice to find those. Here we go. See? And then they were, that 45 long colt, they were just going to town on it with, you know, with it. I don't know how many boxes they shot, but I know it was 2 or 3. That's, you know, oh, there's a shell, hiding in a shell, 9mm. See, there's 2 more. Yeah. They were having fun. It's enjoyable just to, for me, you know, I enjoy shooting as much as the next guy, but honestly, I almost get more enjoyment out of watching other people enjoying it. You know, the smiles on their faces and laughing. Up there's a, I try not to pick up the steel casings, but every once in a while I do. You know, the interactions and how everybody kind of talks to each other. So there's a damaged 40, and I'll throw that off with the damaged what, 7.62 by 51s. All of those that I picked up yesterday, they're nothing but recycle, because the gentleman who was shooting those, his gun just destroys the casings. But like I was saying, I get just as much enjoyment, or more enjoyment, out of watching other people shoot than actually doing the shooting myself. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. A lot of the times people don't seem to want to interact with each other. But when you start picking up the brass around them, they all of a sudden they start talking to you and interacting with you. And, you know, they always ask, what do you do with it, and do they pay me to pick it up? I have quite a few people ask me, and I'm like, no, I just pick it up for myself. And I do reload. I have a reloader and stuff, and I am saving some of the brass for myself, but you know, I pick up so much of the same calibers that there is no way I would ever need, you know, 50 gallons of 223 5.56. There's no way I'd ever go through that. So some of it does get recycled. A few aluminum casings. I still want to melt down some of the brass in a foundry, and I do have the foundry, and I got it all sealed up, but I have never actually used it yet, so I tend to do that. I tend to have an idea, get everything for it, and then I don't ever find the time to actually do what I was planning on doing. Eventually I will. At least I keep telling myself eventually I will. Too many hobbies, that's the problem. Instead of just focusing on one or two, I have too many interests that divide my time way too much. You're probably gonna get a little bit tired of listening to me yak while I'm sorting through brass. So probably going to finish this one up, and I'll end this video at that after I finish this one up. Yeah, see this? Oops, I went the wrong direction. Getting myself confused. That's easily done though. I'm easily confused. There's another 40. Bunch of 45s. Another 40, 10, 40. It's really funny though how you just can barely look at it and you recognize what it is after you do it enough. 40. Getting down to a lot of 9mm hiding everything. Tends to happen. So I'm going to start sorting through the 9s, and it'll finish up pretty fast. There's a 40. There's a 10. 40. 40. Yeah, I'm really surprised. I mean, when I was picking it up, I didn't even notice I picked up any 40. Really surprised at how much I actually picked up. And I always knock the rocks out if I notice there's a rock in it. Yeah. Oh man, that's a bummer. Good thing they were only 22s. I'll pick them up later. You know, the one bad thing about picking up brass is if you drop it, you're actually picking it up a second time. Ah, it's just a waste of time. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can handle that. 40. And I don't know how much time I actually spend doing this. Probably more than I figure. But I'll know now because I'll have a timer. Be able to see how much time I spent sorting through 2 screens of brass. A lot of the time I will actually listen to a sermon, or even listen to a YouTube video while I'm doing this kind of stuff. And especially in the wintertime when I'm doing it inside the cabin. But it takes up so much room because you have so many different little containers that it gets kind of crowded in the cabin. I much prefer doing it out here in the summertime, to the point where I actually have a couple 5-gallon buckets to sort through from my range experiences this last winter that I've never picked through. Yet I will, because I'll sort through everything that I get, everything that I got. Looking for the little treasures. You know, I don't count 9mm as a treasure, but I do count it as a worthwhile effort to get them all. And I will save a 5-gallon bucket for myself of 9mm. Past that, I gave a 5-gallon bucket to my brother. And I've given quite a few 300 Win Mags to him. My brother-in-law, I've mailed off 2 boxes of 10mm, 2 flat rate boxes, the bigger flat rate boxes. Him. He was very appreciative of that. So, and you can fit a lot in a flat rate box. You'd be surprised at how much brass you can fit into a larger flat rate box and ship it out. It doesn't cost that much. I think it's probably like $20 now to ship that flat rate box out. And I guarantee, you know, if he is buying the brass, he'd be paying more than that, because then he'd have to pay to ship it anyway. So, yeah, it's something I enjoy doing. And like I said, I'm crazy. I enjoy doing it so much that I give away my time. When I do it. There we go. So this time around, I thought they were all the 375s, but so far, and I still have the rest of that 5-gallon bucket to go through, and I'm hoping I get the rest. I'm hoping I find, mosquitoes are out. I'm hoping that I find the other 2, but so far, nickel plated, .375 H&H Swift. I have 18 of them, and I picked up 17 of the 300 Win Mags. So I'm not sure if my brother wants or needs any more, because I've given him quite a bit so far. I've given him a lot, but if he says he wants them or needs them, I'll definitely give them to him. I know the .375 I'm gonna be mailing off to Josh up in North Pole. I have a few other containers of that. I have a few other containers to go through and find, see how many I can find And I don't know if it'll be a small box or a big box of it coming up to him, but there'll be a box of that on its way up there probably in a couple weeks, I would say. It's just been fun how long it takes me to go through the containers like this that I have and just dump them out and just pick out the bigger casings and pick through and find all of the 375 that I have. Because most of the time on that stuff, I just kind of throw it all together until somebody tells me they want something, and then I re-sort through it and pick it out. Anyway, this video's getting long. You know, that's what this crazy man does for his sort of fun in Alaska. That's a fun evening right there, right? Have a fun day at the range, and then all of a sudden a fun day and sorting through the brass, looking at all the treasures. I get to relive the fun twice. Well, that's gonna just about do it for this edition of Not So Remote Alaska. Until next time, may God bless and keep each and every one of you. And with that, I am out.